What the fuck you think you finna get for $5, $6, $7, $8,000? Nigga, you finna get some Hustle Cartel jewelry. Hustle Cartel whole setup probably cost about $8,000. Everything he got. What the fuck you think you gonna get for $3, $4,000? What the fuck you think you finna get for $5, $6, $7, $8,000? Nigga, you finna get some Hustle Cartel jewelry. Hustle Cartel whole setup probably cost about $8,000. Everything he got on. Hustle Cartel sitting on there talking about some motherfucking, oh yeah, I paid $250 million for this. We already know that it ain't $250 million. But guess what? It's some people that don't know that shit really probably $5,000 all together. All his watches, all his rings, all his chains, his mouthpiece, his earrings, everything is gonna fall. His teeth gonna fall out. The steel and everything is fake. Everything, the metal, everything is fake in Hustle Cartel now. Everything Hustle Cartel got going on is fake. His whole career is built around foolery, fakeness, facades. I don't believe nothing you talking about. Nadine Robinson. You ain't talking about a thing. I ain't lying. But come on, when y'all know me to just lie? I ain't finna serious yet.
Man, what's up, man? Y'all, you know, I got a public service announcement. Before I start, man, I don't need his minions with all these goofy-ass comments. Y'all need to look into it. See, I did my homework, and I'm doing my homework, even if I got to pay a little change. So I got reliable shit that I want y'all to know since a nigga want to act like he's so gangster. He's so real. He's so this and that. But did y'all know he didn't bond Suga out of jail? Did y'all know she had to sit in jail and wait on the OR? Did y'all know Suga had to sit her ass in jail with them little ass braids, with them dyke ass bras, and wait for an OR? His mama had to ask for mercy just to get that girl out of jail. Finesse didn't have the money. Finesse fooling y'all with this foolery, acting like he got a bankroll when he using rainwater and all them other niggas' money and posting it like it's his. Cap. Me and Hustle, we post our own money. We put this shit out of our pocket. Second, do y'all know Finesse only need $150,000 to get out of his contract? He want people to think it's millions. This no bullshit. The man need $150,000 to get out of his contract. Finesse, show the proof. Show proof that I'm lying. If I'm lying, you should have paper documents to prove how much it costs for you to get out your deal. Finesse need $150,000 to get out that weak ass deal. So this is what I came to conclusion with. I just called my business partner, my brother, Hustle Cartel. And I told Hustle, man, let's get that nigga up out that contract. I got 75. Bro didn't need to waste no time. I got 75. So if you want us to get you out that contract, we willing to do it. But you coming with us. Because I ain't going to lie, you bad motherfucker. You a cold nigga on that mic. You one of my favorite rappers for real. I don't just be saying that. You cold in a bitch. But you a bitch. You a whole ass nigga. So you get over here, you ain't gonna have to act tough, because I know you ain't tough. They should know that. And you know I was step. You know I was step. All that shit you saying about me, boy, you know I don't play. You know I'm a step. But come home, nigga, we'll get you out that contract. The GOAT.
The dice game had already been tense long before fists started flying between Finesse2tymes and Bob Dagoat, because the whole room inside the North Houston warehouse was crowded with gamblers, street figures, entourages, loud music, cigar smoke, and stacks of cash spread across folding tables, while everybody argued over rolls, side bets, and unpaid tabs. And what was supposed to be a regular night of money games slowly turned personal once whispers started circulating that Bob Dagoat had been privately exposing details about conversations involving Honeycomb Brazy, J. Prince Jr., and alleged contract negotiations tied to Finesse's business situation. Because for months, rumors had floated online that Finesse was trapped in a deal requiring nearly $3 million to escape, a number repeated so many times on live streams and Instagram stories that people treated it like fact. But according to the gossip spreading around the dice table that night, Bob Dagoat claimed he had direct information from Honeycomb Brazy himself, saying J. Prince Jr. privately told him the real number was nowhere near $3 million, and that Finesse only needed around $150,000 to separate himself from obligations tied to management and paperwork disputes. And once that rumor started bouncing around the room, people began looking at Finesse sideways because in rap, culture accusations about lying on money, contracts, or street influence cut deeper than simple insults, especially in front of other rappers and hustlers who measure respect through credibility. And witnesses later described the atmosphere changing instantly after Bob laughed while throwing dice and allegedly said that everybody had been sold a movie script about the contract situation, causing several men around the table to stop gambling and pay attention as Finesse stared across the room with visible irritation, while music blasted from giant speakers. And at first, Finesse reportedly tried to ignore the comments, continuing to roll dice and count cash, while people smirked and exchanged looks. But Bob kept talking louder and louder, saying Honeycomb Brazy had already exposed the real conversations and claiming J. Prince Jr. supposedly laughed about how exaggerated the public number became online. And according to stories afterward, Bob even accused Finesse of using the $3 million story to gain sympathy and leverage in the industry, which immediately offended several members of Finesse's camp because they interpreted it as disrespect toward his business credibility and his reputation as somebody who overcame prison and financial setbacks to rebuild himself in music. And once voices started rising, the dice game completely stopped as stacks of cash sat untouched on the table while people pulled out phones hoping to record drama before security noticed. And Finesse finally walked directly toward Bob Dagoat, asking him to repeat everything he had just said, leading to a heated face-to-face confrontation where both men stood chest to chest in the middle of the crowded warehouse while entourages formed circles around them. And multiple witnesses claim Bob refused to back down, allegedly saying Honeycomb Brazy had no reason to lie because J. Prince Jr. himself supposedly explained the number privately during conversations about industry politics and rap contracts. And that accusation caused the room to erupt with yelling because now the argument was no longer just about money, but about who was manipulating narratives behind the scenes. And Finesse reportedly snapped back that people online only knew fragments of business situations and had no understanding of legal obligations, percentages, debts, advances, and contractual penalties. But Bob continued taunting him, saying if the real number was only $150,000, then the entire internet had been fooled for months. While bloggers and live stream personalities repeated inflated stories, and the disrespect became too much. Once several people near the dice table started laughing and repeating the $150,000 number out loud, because in that moment Finesse allegedly felt publicly embarrassed in front of street associates, artists, and gamblers who valued image and authenticity above everything else. And according to chaotic retellings from people present, Finesse shoved Bob first, causing cash, dice, and liquor cups to spill across the table while security rushed toward them. But before anybody could separate the two men, Bob swung wildly and clipped Finesse near the side of his head, triggering a full fist fight that sent the warehouse crowd into complete chaos as chairs toppled over and people scrambled to avoid getting hit. And witnesses claim both entourages immediately tried to jump in, while others screamed for them to stop before guns got involved, because everybody understood how quickly rap-related arguments in Houston could escalate beyond fists, especially once names connected to powerful figures started being mentioned publicly. And despite the confusion, several people allegedly continued filming on phones while shouting about Honeycomb Brazy and J. Prince Jr., making the scene even more embarrassing because the argument was turning into instant internet gossip in real time. And people later described Finesse throwing heavy punches while Bob tried backing around the dice table using chairs as barriers. But Bob continued yelling that the truth was already out, repeating claims that Honeycomb Brazy exposed private conversations about the contract amount, and each time he yelled $150,000. The surrounding crowd reacted louder as security struggled to pull both men apart. And at one point, somebody allegedly smashed a liquor bottle against the wall, trying to scare everybody back, causing panic near the exits, while several gamblers hurriedly stuffed money into backpacks, fearing the situation might turn into a shootout. But fortunately, older figures in the room eventually intervened before things escalated further, grabbing Finesse and dragging him toward another side of the warehouse, while Bob continued shouting insults from across the room, claiming nobody could silence him because too many people already knew the truth about the alleged deal situation. And even after the fight ended, the argument kept going verbally, with both camps exchanging threats and accusations, while phones captured every second. And within hours, clips and rumors spread across Instagram pages, YouTube blogs, and TikTok gossip channels, with countless people debating whether Bob Dagoat had actually exposed legitimate information or whether he was simply provoking drama for attention, while supporters of Finesse argued that complicated music contracts involve hidden obligations beyond simple buyout numbers, and that outsiders never know the full legal details. But critics online immediately focused on the contrast between the rumored $3 million figure and the alleged $150,000 conversation connected to J. Prince Jr. and Honeycomb Brazy, turning the fight into another chapter of non-stop rap industry speculation, where business disputes become public entertainment. And many fans noted how strange it was seeing private industry conversations allegedly spill into a dice game fist fight instead of boardrooms or lawyer meetings, because modern rap culture often mixes street politics, gambling circles, social media narratives, and entertainment branding together until every disagreement becomes content for the internet. And according to more rumors that surfaced afterward, several artists connected to both camps began calling each other, trying to calm tensions before the situation damaged relationships across Houston and Memphis connections, especially since the mention of J. Prince Jr.'s name automatically drew attention due to his influence and long-standing ties within Southern rap, while Honeycomb Brazy's alleged involvement added another layer because of his own history of public feuds and outspoken social media behavior. And throughout the following days, bloggers dissected every angle of the incident, analyzing body language and leaked clips and debating whether Bob Dagoat had genuinely received insider information or was exaggerating conversations to embarrass Finesse publicly, while supporters of Bob argued that nobody would risk getting punched at a crowded dice game unless they strongly believed the information was accurate. But supporters of Finesse countered that disrespectful public accusations naturally provoke reactions regardless of whether the claims are true, especially in environments where pride and reputation matter as much as money itself. And the situation became even messier once anonymous social media accounts claimed additional details about contract negotiations, management splits, and behind-the-scenes tensions between different rap camps. Though none of the rumors were ever fully verified, yet the internet treated every new allegation like breaking news because fans remain obsessed with stories involving contracts, betrayal, money disputes, and powerful music figures. And by the end of the week, the dice game fight had evolved into a larger online debate about authenticity in rap culture, with people questioning how often artists inflate numbers or narratives for leverage, sympathy, or intimidation, while others argued that business disagreements should never become public spectacles in dangerous environments, where one wrong move could lead to irreversible violence instead of bruises and yelling. And despite all the speculation, nobody outside the involved parties truly knew the exact details of the alleged contract situation. But the image of Finesse2tymes and Bob Dagoat throwing punches in the middle of a crowded Houston dice game while accusations about Honeycomb Brazy and Jay Prince Jr. echoed through the warehouse, became another unforgettable moment in internet rap. Gossip, blending ego, money, loyalty, rumors, and street politics into one chaotic night that people would continue discussing online long after the spilled cash had been picked up and the dice tables folded away.